And we're back. How you guys doing? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, my name is Frank. This is American Eagle Rises. It's beautiful outside, guys. It's Sunday, Mother's Day. You better be talking to your mom. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing today. So we'll go over, probably be over there for a couple hours. We'll see. Hopefully she doesn't feel too bad. I know she was feeling pretty tired the last couple of days. I mean, it's funny that she said that because I almost text back, yeah, I kind of know kind of what you're doing. Now, she probably was really tired, but yeah, I get it. Yeah, so, yeah, I know a couple people that they're mothers, so if you're a mother out there, happy Mother's Day. And if you're not, that's fine. Just a reminder, reach out, talk to your mom if you can. If you can go over there, I would encourage you to do it. Even if you don't want to, right? Like, we gotta go over there, right? And we can, right? Anything can happen to you. You never know, right? So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's beautiful outside. So you couldn't have a more perfect day for Mother's Day, at least around here in Metro Detroit. And let's see how. Yeah, it's like there ain't many clouds out there. So like days like today, I'm probably gonna be tempted to. I got so much stuff. I can't do anymore. I'm tired today. I'm physically tired. If you guys don't recall, like me and my buddy, we ended up doing a garage sale for Friday and Saturday. So most of the week, and I'm trying to remember last time I made a video. It might have been like Tuesday. I can't remember, guys. Maybe you guys recall, but so it's been a few days, and that was all like more prep work. And man, everything just takes longer. I think I've mentioned that a few times in videos, but like it's amazing. Like you're just like, okay, all right. And it's not the first time, my first rodeo, but sure the first time having it here. But that's just to say that there was a lot of like just picking up stuff, moving around stuff. It wasn't like every time you were doing something, it wasn't like extraneously strenuous, but it was just for, hours on end, right? Like, oh, hey, this isn't that tired, right? But keep doing that for hours and like you won't even feel your arm, right? So it's kind of, and then, Friday, Saturday, especially a little bit more on Saturday, it was a lot of moving around and, waiting for, I call them waiting for customers. And so I was just doing more work in the garage where I could. And then my friend that came over, he was supposed to be a little bit there more often, but he had to do something, and then he came back. So now I was able to kind of get some stuff because I wanted to do some things in the garage, and I needed some items down in my basement, right? So, hey, whatever. So my economic report, based on that, there was actually a couple other things that probably led to why the results weren't as necessarily as good. But I didn't have any expectations, so I was just like, hey, let's just put this stuff out here. Al had an idea. Let's just stick with it and see where it goes. So I really didn't have any. So I mean, hey, all right, I don't know. Maybe what did I make? I don't know, 100-ish or something like that. Stuff that like it's like, all right, I don't want to say throw it away, right? But hey, at least we got a couple bucks, and then it's out, and someone else can reuse it, repurpose it. But yeah, a lot of people, I'd say like maybe 25, 30% were kind of people. They were just looking for one or two particular items. They were just going, they saw a garage sale, like, hey, all right, let's go there. Maybe they have this one item we want. They come there and and they're out, right? So I get it because I don't want to say a lot of garage sales, but there's a lot of stuff. It's just like, all right, this is like old, meaning like I don't like it. I would never buy it. Like it's, and even if it's like $5, right? So yeah, but a lot of people didn't have a lot of money either. So I'm thinking the biggest purchase my friend did was a guy that was on. He does like eBay flipping. I call it eBay flipping, but he's like a reseller. And I guess he does it as a sky gig because he talked about he was a teacher. And it's like, I told my buddy, I'm like, hey, sometimes it's better to be on the bottom of the food chain. Because, like, it's like, hey, we know there's value in this. It's like, all right, but we don't have the great, right? It's one of those, you don't have the greatest market, or you don't have the clientele, if you will, to be able to maximize your return, or the value proposition. But I was telling my friend, I'm like, well, it's probably better because I said, you're getting the money and you're taking no risk, right? Meaning, if you were him, he's got to buy it, right? And then he's going to take time and either resell it, right, into a different market or, basically eBay, right? That's a different market than a garage sale market. But I was telling him, there's also fees, right? So I'm like, what he's doing. I said, I know he probably knows certain items and that, it's, what do they call it? Turnover. Like, just get your inventory in and out as fast as possible. So he probably was looking for items that, because he said he'd been doing it for a couple of years. So at least he's got a little bit of expertise from that perspective, knowing, okay, what are the things that I tend to see to sell, excuse me, and what are they kind of going for? And obviously, right, nothing is worth anything until you actually sell it, right? So even if the last price of something was, say, $100, that doesn't mean the next item is $100. I mean, it could be 110 or it could be 90, right? It could be up and down. Even if it's always $100, it doesn't mean that it's always $100, right? Like, But I was telling him that, like, hey, he probably knows which items can kind of sell, right? And he probably saw a couple items like, hey, that's kind of unique. I'm not sure what the price is. So he probably had a certain mind of, all right, this item normally sells for $50. I'll sell it for 40 or whatever, right? And then if I can get it for 10, then all right, then I'll pay my eBay fees or whatnot, and then maybe make $10 on it. So I told him, I said, hey, yeah, you could do it too, right? I'm telling my buddy, you can do it too, but I'm like, how long is it going to take, right? I'm like, you don't know that. If you don't know what the items are, or you don't want to do the research, right? But even when you do that, like even that guy, right, I still call it risk, right? Because the economy ain't doing well. People are, they're, used to be an oyster that was always open, the wallet, right? Now it's like, it's clamped shut. It's not opening. It's not opening, right? So I told him, like, hey man, take your money, and now you got it, right? You weren't sitting down in your basement collecting dust. So let him, right? If you want to put it on Facebook Marketplace, but anyway. So that's what we've been doing the last couple of days, most of the week, getting all. It's just a lot of prep work, man. It's like painting. Like painting is easy, right? But it's not. It's like extremely time consuming. And yeah, there's tricks and trades and, even when you're a professional guy, it's just, right? It's just, you got to paint a certain surface area, right? And then if you got, your wall, like I got walls, right? And then the ceiling's a different color, right? And then I got the trim, which is actually technically a different color because it's like a semi-gloss. So I don't want to say something like semi-gloss. I'm not sure if this is satin or whatever. It's pretty flat. So, or is it called eggshell? Like, where did these names come from? Like, I'm trying not to go on a rant, but like Fuchsia, or like you just like what? Of course, right? It probably wasn't a guy naming this stuff. Or I'll call it not a traditional male, right? But I'm just saying, like different finishes, like eggshell. I'm like, why would I want it? And I guess they're describing more of a texture. And I'm just like, dude, I can't like flat eggshell. Like I can't, Oh wait, what the heck? Come on, video. What is it doing? Sorry guys, my camera just decided not to be that focusing, whatever. I could buy like a $300 camera and this probably would still happen, so. We're not going to spend money and toss it down the drain unless it actually works as promised, which nothing is promised, so anyway. So, other side of that, I didn't give you guys a market update, so yeah, I'll give you a quick update. What was it? Like Bitcoin, like some of the, oh, that's right, my little peanut guy, finally made money. So I sold most of my, peanut. It went up like 50% just like Friday. I think it was Friday. And it was up pretty big. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm finally green. I'm like, dude, I'm like, up 60%. Now I had like less than $100 in peanuts. So I mean like, woohoo, I got $60. chump change, man. I got other cryptos I'm still down in. But, yeah, crypto was kind of... And there was no rhyme or reason. It looked like someone just bought a whole bunch of peanut, and then everyone thought, I gotta buy peanut, oh no, fear missing out. No idea, right? And then I sold it, and my buddy said, oh, hey, look, it's going back up. You missed out. And I'm like, dude, I took a profit. I'm fine. And then, like, it went up another, like, 10 or 20% after that. So, like, maybe I didn't get $30, but, man, it'd been down for a long time. But anyway, yeah, so Bitcoin's almost back to its all-time high. And I'd say, like, the last month, it's kind of just been, kind of tried to stair-step. But then again, if you look at the overall market, it's not 100% correlation, but it's kind of going with the overall market SPY. So the Treasury currently is at 4.38. It's been floating around there for a while, so it's nothing spectacular. Gold, silver, trying to kind of come back a little bit. Gold more than silver. Silver's just, who knows? Silver. They've been manipulating that for a while, so it's really hard for me to comment one way or the other what's going on, right? Like, okay, it's all the above, and then how much of all the above. What do we get else? Yeah, that's about it, right? The dollar's down to 100, about 100.5. Yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah, so anyway, that last week, a lot of volatility apparently in some of the stocks, but what are we gonna do? We're not that big of a market person right now. I haven't bought any gold or silver in quite some time. Most of my stuff I bought earlier in the year. I want to buy gold, but dude, it's just I don't know. I'm still being more cautious about any type of purchase. Like, it's ironic, especially Raymond, if you're listening. I totally get it. Your video from today kind of had the, like, why do I still feel guilty even though I got this debt? But, a lot of the debt I can probably, right? It's like, why? Most people are in debt to their eyeballs. Like, why am I losing sleep over this? Like, why am I even doing this, right? But that, that aside, it's kind of like I'm trying to be conservative with it because I don't know my personal economy, right? Meaning, right, I have a certain income stream, right? And if that turns off, right, that doesn't mean that everybody else's income stream, right? Like, I had a personal, whatever, destruction, if you will, in 2009, like, literally. So, not to say that things repeat exactly or to make decisions in fear, per se, right? So, but I'm trying to protect all my bases to some degree, right? So we're not fearing that it's going to happen, but in the same breath, we have to be cautious. We don't want to be too fearful, and we sure don't want to be overconfident. So we're just like, hey, because I don't want to sell my gold and silver right now, right? Like, will I sell them? Yes, but not now, right? When I get closer to retirement, whenever that is, right? But anything moving forward, we don't know. So anyway, what do we got time-wise? Yeah, okay, good. We're almost at 14 minutes? Yeah, so let's just kind of see how the week goes up forward. What comment what your guys' week has been. Has it just been like, dude, I just been getting up, going to work, and it's just been brutal? Yeah, I get you there. Actually, everyone at work feels the same way where I'm at. I think you guys know where I'm at. I think I even posted some stuff, but I'm not going to come out on video and tell you every single time. You guys can pretty much figure it out. Anyway, with that said, little Peanut says, don't tread on me, boy. So, yeah, all right. We'll see you soon. I didn't do it again. It was much closer this time. So anyway, see ya. Bye.